What's going on, traders? So my fund of futures has a new account, and for $76 using code VALA, it's $80 if you don't. So you get that 5% off on the new starter account. It's very exciting because it's an all-in. So you pay $80 up front and you get an evaluation account. When you pass that evaluation account, you go to a funded account. No activation fee. So in this video, we're going to just dive down and go quickly through the new revamp of this starter account and essentially talk about why I think it's one of the best accounts out there now, because for $76, you can have a funded account, a 50K funded account. So I'm just going to kind of read through this. And it says the main objective is the transition to live funding. Our primary objective is to guide traders towards stable income and promote them to a live funding environment. We are confident that our new offering can achieve this goal. The starter plan is designed to nurture a mindset focused on steadily growing the account. Now, it does say note in the evaluation stages, there aren't any consistency rules, so you can kind of go ham and YOLO the evaluation if you want, just kind of pretty much every prop firm allows you to do. So it is said to always be a one-day pass evaluation. So keep that in mind if that's what you're after. So the benefits to the starter account: the easiest path to live funding. We seek consistent traders who can potentially be utilized for proprietary funding methods, potentially weekly payouts. So after 5 winning days, traders can receive payouts, 5 days of $100 minimum on the 50K account, $200 minimum on the 100K account, or $300 minimum on the 150K account. So I think I'm pretty positive it's a minimum of $250 per payout. But in order to even get to that point, you have to have at least 5 days of $100 made on each separate day. This is going to come along with the daily loss limit. The daily loss limit for the 50K is 1,200, 2,400 for the 100K, 3,600 for the 150K. I think moving forward, I'm just going to talk about the 50K here because I think that's what most people are going to be interested in. But as you can see, all the information for the other ones will be on here. The pricing is just amazing. They could easily have probably made this $99 or just something to undercut all the other prop firms. Like just to use Apex as a reference, to get to the same funded account with Apex, it would cost you, with the 90% off sale when Apex has it, $102. It would cost you $17 for the eval. Assuming you pass that eval, you would then pay the $85 for the monthly subscription for Apex funded account. Now, why I say monthly and I emphasize that is because if you keep that account for longer than a month with Apex, you're then going to pay that $85 again. With my funded futures, you pay that upfront cost of $76. Again, when you use code VALA, you get that extra $4 off. I know it's not much, but hey, when it's only $80, I mean, that's a decent amount. 5% is 5%. So that's it. $76 is all you pay. Now, you would have to pay that again if you take longer than a month with the evaluations process. So if you're in the evaluation for longer than a month, you would then get billed on a monthly basis. But as long as you pass that eval within the month, then you go to the funded account. That becomes a lifetime account. No, you cannot pay anything else on that account. That's it. So for $76, you get a 50K account, you pass the eval, you're funded. That's it. You can take your time, get the payouts. You just take your time, be consistent with it. So it also says there's no buffer zone. We are removing the buffer zone concept in our starter plans. As soon as you reach 5 profitable days, you are eligible for a payout. Drawdown balance will move to balance plus 100 at payout request. Now, this is something I need to clarify myself, but the way that I'm reading this is, say you are at 50,000 when you start the account. You get $100 a day, we'll say exact. You go to 50,500. I am confused on this because if you were to take out that 500, that would then put you back to 50,000 even. So if they're doing 50,000 plus 100 at the payout request, that would mean you're essentially closing the account. So you get the 500, but you're closing the account. So you would essentially be losing that $76. Is that there's no buffer zone, but it's kind of telling you you should have a buffer zone because you start with $2,500 in drawdown, but once you take that first payout, you're essentially losing that drawdown. Does that make sense? So if you get plus 500 on the account, your drawdown is still 2,000. But if you then take profit, take that $500 out, you essentially lose the account. Now, let's just go up. Let's say you have $700 in profit. You take 500 out. You would then have $100 in drawdown instead of the 20 or 2,000. So instead of going 2,500 minus 500, it would then just go to 50,000 plus 100 making it just like the other profit firms like Apex. Once you get to 50,100, the drawdown stops. So then you can kind of build that buffer. However, what this is saying and how I'm reading it is once you take a payout, it immediately goes to that 50,100. So you would essentially lose your drawdown. So they're kind of allowing you the opportunity to choose, do you want to take the quick money or do you want to try to build a buffer? Like that's what it feels like from me. And I like it, right? It's like, hey, why don't you try to get to $3,000 profit in the account before taking any money out, because then you will keep your drawdown. So if you get to 3,000 and you take out 500, you still have a $2,500 drawdown. And then like each week, if you make 500 bucks, you take it out, make 500 bucks, you take it out, and you're always going to keep that drawdown. Does that make sense? But you always have the daily loss limit as well. So as long as you get above that $1,200 buffer, you should be okay to kind of keep yourself in play there. So yeah, I mean, that's really it when it comes down to it. We can kind of go through like some of the other stuff. The withdrawal limit is $1,200 for each payout until 30 days, 30 winning days, or $6,000 in payouts achieved. After the first payout, maximum losses moved to 50,100, like we said, and that's where I was getting that from. So I was reading that, and that's just how they make it sound. So like once you take that payout, it's going to 50,100. The static account with $2,500 in balance, eligible after 30 winning days or 6,000 in payouts. And then the profit split is 90-10 after the first $10,000 in withdrawals. And again, there's no activation fee. If we keep scrolling down, there's the maximum payout, scaling plan. The scaling plan seems to be the same. Anything below 1,000 in profit in the account. So they changed this. Okay, I thought this was actually 2. So this part is changed. I thought this was 2. So below 1,000, you only get 1 mini. So you can only have 1 contract, 1 mini. So this might encourage people to use micros, like maybe splitting a mini in half and just doing like 5 micros and 5 micros kind of thing. Like if you look for that 1-1 type position. But so anything below 1,000, you only get 1 mini. 1,000 to 2,000, you get 2 minis. And from 2,000 to 3,000, you get 3 minis. And then obviously it's just going to stay at 3 minis there on the 50K account, anything above that. So I always thought it was 2 and then went to 3. But I guess for this, that was part of the revamp. They went 1 to 2 to 3, which is nice because, right, it's a lot harder for you to blow an account if you don't have that many contracts to trade. So again, that's kind of what they're going for. So some of the frequently asked questions that they think you would have are there any consistency rules in the evaluation? We already said that there's no. Is the scaling rule present in the evaluation? So no, the scaling rule is scaling is present in the. That doesn't make sense how they word that. It's supposed to just say no scaling, not a comma, because then it makes like it's making it sound like there is. But so no scaling is present in the evaluation, but it is present in the funded stages. Will hitting the daily loss limit fail my account? The daily loss limit is said to be a soft breach and stops you from trading for the day to prevent traders from tilt, which I actually like. It's a good thing. So no, the answer is no, it does not blow your account. You would have to hit your max drawdown on the account. Are there any buffer zones in the starter account payout policy? No, there isn't any buffer zone whatsoever. On the new starter accounts, you'll be able to take withdrawals after reaching 5 winning days as low as 250. So that's kind of where that comes into play. So say you do have 550 or $500, the minimum, which is 5 $100 days. You could take out 250, but then that's going to leave you at 50,250 in the account. But that drawdown is going to go to 50,100. So it's going to leave you with only $150 in drawdown. So you would have to keep that in mind. Are there any activation fees? We already discussed that. There is not. So that's it. That's the new starter account. $76 all in. It's the cheapest that you're ever going to find. It's more upfront. And the key thing here too, $50 resets. So if you were to blow one of these $76 accounts, you don't have to pay that $76 again. You just hit the reset button for $50. So if you have an eval for 76, you blow that, you get to try again for 50. So eval, and I'm pretty positive that it works on the on that as well for the 5%. So I'm pretty sure it would be what, $48, right? So again, I know it's not much, but hey, it adds up when you're doing it over and over again, like over time. So you get to do it for that. So it would be all in again. So you would pay that $48 and that's all in. You pass the eval, you get funded for $48 a 50K account if you were to blow the one that you try for 76. So again, all this is possible with code VALA, those little bit of discounts. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. I will be more than happy to find the answer for you if it wasn't answered in this video. And I look forward to trading this. I have one on my own here, as I can show you real quick. I already grabbed one. It's this new one up here. It says 06. Which is right here, as you can see. And yeah, I'm looking forward to using it and seeing what comes from it. So that's all I have in this one. If again, Discord link is down below. If you have any questions, you can find me in there as well, or you can come find me on the live stream. I'm there every day the market's open. I was even live today. Happy 4th of July, by the way, which is when this video will be coming out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.